Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ball Breakers. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And do not forget to hit the subscribe button on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. We are back in the... Should we just call this... This can't be the stew, right? Is it the stew at this point?
I think it's still Stew 2.0.
Stew 2.0?
Yeah.
Okay. Stew 2.0. We're back here. And we are looking good.
Truthfully, we're all looking rather miserable.
Well, I was looking at your shirt and your hat, and you were just looking really good. So I just commented. How you feeling?
I'll tell you what, I really don't want a podcast today, man. I don't know why. I've been sleeping till like 3, 4 in the morning every night and waking up at like 9. I haven't worked out all week, and I'm just like kind of in a slump. And I just not. I didn't want to leave my house today, to be honest. All week.
But you're here.
I'm here.
That's what matters.
I'll always be here when it's ready.
When push comes to shove, you're here.
I'll always show up, man. You
Love
know
that
me.
about you.
You show up, Doc?
I always show up. Big moments like this, I'm here. You know that.
This is a huge moment.
It's a big moment.
Huge moment.
Big day of the week.
Want to give people a heads up. It was Memorial Day weekend last week. Thank you. We actually got a lot of positive feedback regarding the episode. Thank you for that. We don't have a Babs update this week. We were off for the holiday, so we're well rested, getting ready to go into a huge doubleheader next Sunday. We'll provide you with those updates. But other than that, I mean, I feel like this is kind of like a little purgatory type point right now where, you know, like, for example, you just got done school. Summer's kind of you just got back from your trips. Everything's like kind of just like calm right now. Like the holiday went by, maybe like your routine short trip, but like what's new?
Well, I think I kind of agree with Earl on that. After all of that, everything you just said, it's hard to find motivation to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And that happens to me a lot. For a couple days at a time, it's like you really got to force yourself to do things. You got to force yourself to get up to go to the gym, to do the work you got to do. I'm starting to study for an exam, and I'm telling you right now, I have to literally like scratch myself just to even do it. So, what do you usually do, Earl, to get out of a slump like that?
What is Earl's slump buster?
You just gotta run back into your schedule, man. This is what I always think about when I think of something like this. Like, I don't want to do this podcast right now, or I don't want to log on to class. Like, you gotta be a dog.
Mm-hmm.
You tell a dog that it's time to take a piss, dog goes out to take a piss. You put the food down for a dog, it's time to eat. When you want to get something done and you know something has to get done, you gotta be a dog. You gotta have that discipline. I don't know if anyone who listens, you guys follow me on Instagram, but I was talking about discipline and motivation. Like, motivation is just, why do I want to do this? But that only comes and goes. Like, it's just temporary motivation. If you have discipline, every day you wake up, you're going to eat your breakfast, you're going to go to the gym, you're going to do your schoolwork. Like, I'll take discipline over motivation all day. You got to be a dog.
I actually have a question for you. You mentioned breakfast. Do you guys, if you're not that hungry in the morning, force yourself to eat breakfast just to get something in you?
Well, hold on. Before anyone answers, I just thought it was funny how Earl said all of that. It was pretty motivational. And that what you got out of it was breakfast?
I was thinking, you guys know how my mind drifts. I go from space to space when listening to a conversation. It was very motivational.
Now let me ask you this, because based off your question, it sounds like you do force yourself to eat breakfast sometimes, which I want to know, why do you do that?
Because I feel like you need fuel in the tank for the day. Even if you're kind of queasy in the stomach or your stomach's not feeling good, you still need fuel.
So why don't you just wait a couple hours then to eat if you're not feeling ready to eat in the morning?
What if you're going to work?
Well, yeah. What about lunch? You don't get a lunch?
You do, but I don't like being caught in between the breakfast and lunch and feeling hungry. I was specifically asking about breakfast. I did not mean to take Earl's motivational speech and turn it into a breakfast conversation, actually, at this point.
I'll never mind a breakfast conversation. It's my favorite meal of the day.
Are you guys breakfast sandwich people?
Well, I think the reason Chris is grilling you, I'm pretty sure him and Doc are on the intermittent fast kick, no? You guys fast, don't you?
Yeah, I try to at least. So I skip breakfast every day usually. Well, with fasting, I mean, it all depends on what hours you fast, but I typically don't eat until like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And me as well. But I don't really follow a strict regimen like that. I just try not to eat past like 8 or 9 at night. Just because it was a bad habit of mine, eating late at night.
I eat breakfast.
I've been
I eat
eating
breakfast. And I actually do force feed myself to eat breakfast, actually.
Yeah.
Well, because if I'm like in training, whatever season of the cycle that I'm in, I'd have to work out once or 1.5 times a day. So I'd have if I have my first training session at like 10 o'clock, I'll have to force feed myself at 8 so I can have carbs and stuff.
That's a little different, yeah. You're in a position where you basically have to.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, I don't know if anybody listening or if you guys ever watch any like strongman documentaries, but I watched one that was on Netflix. It was called Full Sturker, which means I don't even know actually.
Is that in like another language?
Yeah, I can search it up after this. But Eddie Hall, one of the world's strongest men, was talking about how he actually force feeds himself 8 times a day. So he would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and eat a carton of eggs, like a pound of chicken, like a loaf of bread, just so he could maintain the physicality that he needs to lift the heavy weights that he has to. Like, that's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Like he said he would spend on breakfast maybe like $150,
Just on breakfast?
and he would eat 8 meals a day. Like, think about dinner. He's eating like a T-bone. He's eating like 3 T-bone steaks, like a full pack of potatoes.
I instantly think about like what you're doing to your body long term in that position.
Those guys. The only person that looks good that has done that is Hafthor Bjornsson, the mountain from Game of Thrones. If you guys have seen him, he's training for boxing, and he looks like a
He's a
beast.
stud.
So
Is he?
are you saying he's like older now? Or
Well,
he
it's
is
just
past that?
he's just someone who was in the sport and kind of got out, I guess, at the right time. Because someone like, I mean, strongmen and like doing like body physique shows is different. So if you think of someone like Ronnie Coleman who did a physique show, he was like Mr. Olympia like every time he joined the competition. That guy can't even like walk anymore because of the stress he put his body through.
Mm-hmm. So like when when they're in their prime, they just look like Doc.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't look good.
Doc, we had a good workout today.
Yeah, we did.
What? Let me guess. It was shoulders today.
No,
No.
Doc loves shoulders, man.
I do love shoulders. I'm doing them tomorrow.
I hate shoulders.
So wait.
I
If,
ain't going tomorrow.
if shoulders is tomorrow, then it had to have been chest day.
No.
Really? All right.
We did back.
Okay.
Did back.
Which is my favorite day. I love doing back
Yeah.
workouts.
I
I don't
enjoy
know why.
back.
I think it's very... You know what it is? When I do back workouts, it stretches my back out in a way that like feels good, and I'm working out on top of it. You know what I mean?
I don't really have a body part I don't enjoy working out.
I used to love back. I actually, once I threw it out deadlifting, I never wanted to do it again. Like I just never,
Yeah.
at least deadlifting. I'll do the machines. Like the machines are good, and I'll do the corn rows. Is that what they're called? Corn rows?
Corn?
Right?
Like Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah,
Cornrows?
yeah, corn rows. Yep. What are they called?
What are you talking about?
The rowing machine?
The rows. They're just.
Oh, like bent over rows.
Yeah,
I
I
think
thought
it's just rows.
thought they were corn rows.
I think
They're
if
just
you
rows.
listen, if you want to call them cornrows, power to you.
Dude, I used
From
to.
now on, those are corn rows.
Mm-hmm.
If you do a bent over row and your back is parallel with the ground, you're doing corn rows.
We just did them today.
Yeah, we did some cornrows.
We did
today.
some. I enjoy that. That actually is one workout I don't like doing
It's hard.
because I have a bad lower back and it bothers my back, but
Mhm.
I still do it and push through the pain. You know, you got to push.
Listen,
push.
Gotta be a dog.
no,
Gotta be a dog.
No. Should never push through the pain.
Well, I've been doing it for a while, man.
Should never push through the
Well,
pain.
that is kind of true because like, what do you have to push through? Just don't do that workout. You know.
Or like see a professional
Nah.
or something. You know, like that's not good.
'Cause
I
you
just
might
I
hurt
just
yourself.
have deep bruises in my back that can't really be fixed unless I do PT and stuff.
So why don't you do the PT?
Nah, because it's time consuming, you know.
PT changed my life. It was the
You're a
greatest
busy
thing
guy.
I ever did.
I'm a busy guy. I
Busy
mean,
guy.
Yeah, you really are a busy guy.
I'm actually, got some time now.
Let's do some PT together. Just me and you.
I
I'm
don't
not a
like
physical
the
therapist.
way. Yeah.
No,
Why would
but
I want to do physical therapy with you?
It was also kind of creepy.
Yeah, I
the way
didn't
you
like
asked.
that.
Well,
Well, I liked it a little bit.
I just want to stretch with
Wait.
Doc. We can do a few stretches. Some of the stretches I learned from my lower back.
After a while, you stretch him out. Like, what's this going to?
That's where,
That's how I took it.
yeah,
Well, Rocco did go through a long period of learning all them stretches.
yeah.
Might be able to help you, Doc. You know,
I
me-
know all of them. I
Doc
went
knows
to
them, Rocco.
a physical therapist and they told me all the stretches I should be doing. I just don't do them.
Help me help you. Let me work you out.
Yeah, you should.
I really don't like the way you're talking to me right now like that.
I just want to help.
Listen,
I appreciate it.
In terms of physical therapy, and if there's someone out there who's like Doc and they think you should just push through the pain, you definitely should not, because you don't know what you're injuring and you don't know what exactly is going on in your body. And if you Google it, they'll probably tell you you're going to die tomorrow. So don't do that.
Mhm.
But in working out and training and physicality, whatever you're doing, you should really be focusing a lot on your prehab. So we call it prehab, like before you go and hurt yourself. Like the only way you really see a physical therapist is if you already are in rehab, if you need to help something that happened to you already. But if you focus more on your prehab and doing the stretches, Doc, that your physical therapist gave you, you might not be in so much pain or whatever the case.
I did them for a couple weeks.
You gotta
My
be,
back feels a lot better
You
than it
gotta
ever
be
did.
a dog.
Yeah, I know, man.
Gotta be a dog, man. They
I-
say you go pee.
You guys
you're
ever get an
going pee.
MRI?
No.
That's scary.
Did
I
I ever
never
tell you a
have.
story about? I've told you guys this story, right?
Yes.
No.
Where I couldn't. I had to get 2 MRIs for my back. So one for like my lower and upper. Now the first one, it was the one where you have to go all the way in, like head in, everything. And I'm very claustrophobic.
Head first or
Yeah, like head first into the machine.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Then it's just banging.
It makes
It just
the worst
like,
noises.
oh
It
my
kinda, it kind of
god.
looks like a tanning booth, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and then
in.
they give you like, what are they? Earplugs, but they don't do absolutely anything. But I couldn't do it. I went in for like 3 seconds. I said, "Nah, you got to pull me out. I can't do this."
Was it like that, or was it like, you gotta pull me out now?
Yeah, nah,
like-
yeah. I was like, "Nah, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I gotta get out. I can't do this."
You start freaking out a little bit.
So then I did the other one where you go feet first and your head's like not all
Out
the
a
way
little
in.
bit.
It's like out, and that even. So I don't like that stuff. I don't like being in confined spaces.
Going in head first.
I'm
has
afraid
to
of
be
Santa Claus.
scary.
I'm claustrophobic too. Not a fan.
I've never had to have an MRI. I was actually just telling Chris 2 weeks ago, not
Knock
on the
on wood.
podcast, that
Yeah, do it again.
I never was hurt.
Let's all
I
knock
never
on
had
wood
an
for you.
injury. I've had like sprained ankles from basketball and stuff, but I've never had anything bad happen to me.
MRI, that scans the muscles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like gives
X-ray
you-
only gets your bones, but
Right.
MRI gets you the full
Yeah.
picture.
And it's so weird how they make those noises. That
Yeah.
didn't make because I had to get one for my ankle, and so I didn't have to go all the way in. It was just like my lower half.
Yes, that's cool.
It was cool, yeah.
Not cool, but you know.
But well, I don't know about cool, but it was weird.
yeah, it
'cause-
makes crazy loud noises.
You know what else too? There was the gentleman that was handling the whole service for me had a really low toned monotone voice,
Yeah, it's creepy.
and it was just he's like, next you're gonna put this on and go in here. I was like freaked out.
Now, how long was it? Mine was a half hour.
I don't think it wasn't that. I
Damn,
don't think
that's
it
how
was
long they take?
Yeah, it was supposed to be an hour. It was supposed to be a half hour for the first one, half hour for the second one. And I was like, I'm not sitting in this tube for a half hour. My head in here, not like can't listen to music, can't do anything.
I don't remember it being a half hour.
Mine was a
be
half
honest, but-
hour of just loud noises the whole time.
I would have just went to sleep.
It's
You're just,
I'm
yeah, you're gonna go to sleep with all those noises in your ears.
It's all mental.
Well, another thing is they didn't usually your doctor who like says you should go get an MRI gives you like some type of drug like to knock you out, and they never gave me that. So I was just
What do you like? They
Like
give you
a-
like a Xanax? Or
yeah,
something?
basically like a Xanax or another lower form of like
That would be I
sleeping
would
pill or
that would be the
whatever.
only way I would be able to go to sleep during that.
yeah, absolutely.
You've never seen it, Roxy. You don't know. I'm telling you, these noises. It's like there's somebody just banging drums
No,
and then
it's
shooting
terrible.
a gun on your left.
Yeah,
It's
and then
bad.
another one on your right, and then
in your ear hole too, just right. In
I
your
don't know why,
ears.
but the way you guys are explaining it to me, it kind of sounds kind of cool.
No,
It
it's
was.
Yeah,
not,
I feel like
dude.
I would get myself into like with the earplugs and like a morphed sensation of
No,
noise.
but no,
Nah.
the
Well,
earplugs don't do anything.
Also, you got to think too. You're going in there nervous already because you don't know if whatever you're getting an MRI on is hurt. Because I was in there for my ankle, and I didn't know if I needed surgery at that time, so I was nervous as shit. Obviously, because then if I did need it, that would suck.
Mm-hmm.
So that was part of it too. It
Yeah.
was part of why it was unfortunate. So that's why we make Earl knock on wood 17 times when he says he never got hurt, and I knock for him too. 'Cause
I also don't. I never did anything that would potentially put me in harm's way. Like when I played basketball, I only played for like 3 years.
Well, that could be.
Well, for someone you didn't get
Chris
hurt.
played football,
didn't get hurt.
basketball, and he broke his ankle.
You didn't get hurt playing sports. That's
No.
yeah.
I couldn't even tell you how I hurt my back. I think it was just a.
I thought you said
it was
at
probably
work.
from lifting.
It was just lifting, yeah, work, and then going to the gym. And I think a lot of it's from like it's crazy to say, but like baseball and softball,
It's
just
not crazy to
continuously
say.
swinging.
And if
That's
you
not crazy
if you're
to
not
say.
stretched out before and
Yeah.
ready to go, like it really makes a difference. I
Yeah.
pulled a hamstring last year because I wasn't stretched out, and that was a joke. So every time I play softball now, I'm stretched to the bone.
Dude, there's some days I actually feel like my knees are just going through it.
Right, and then you're like, "Come on, man! I'm only 24."
Dude, that's the only thing that I don't mind if my knees are getting a little older. It's hard for me, but I'm only 24. Like my left knee feels it some days. Like if it's raining out, you might as well just throw me back in bed.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that men hit their peak physical fitness around 30 years old.
Really,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So I still got some time.
yeah, man.
you gotta figure out
Maybe
what's
I'll make
wrong.
a comeback.
Yeah, we can make. All right,
But I don't even know what I would make a comeback in. I
I'll get-
just said that willy nilly. I wasn't really good at anything. What were you gonna say?
Well, wait. So I was talking about the knee. What's on? Is there something that bothers you?
I just
You
hit
feel
my
like?
head
Well,
on
the ankle that I got surgery on,
It,
it's still bothered because I didn't rehab it the right way.
Could you go back for that?
Nah, it's long gone.
It's
now.
just. It's
I'm
just.
probably not gonna be able to walk.
You know
on it
what's
by the time
something
I'm
that's crazy?
60.
Does your ankle ever bother you when the weather's like weird and bad and rainy?
You know, I always heard that was a thing, and I was like Earl my whole life. I never got hurt, and then when it happened and I did get hurt, I never noticed that until like 2 years ago. So it had been probably like 3 years post after I got hurt already, where I started to notice it.
yeah.
And it was because you see, like sometimes I'll stand up and I'll just like almost fall
yeah,
because my ankle will just give out on me. That happens when it rains,
yeah.
and I don't notice until I notice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I literally know exactly what you're saying.
Like it
It's
happens
the
to my brother.
weirdest thing.
But
It
he's
makes
got
no
screws in
sense.
his ankle.
Right, and it'll be like hurt more when it
Yeah,
rains or
yeah.
it's overcast weather.
Mm-hmm. Weird.
Is there any scientific explanation for that?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, obviously it's linked with rain, so you're gonna be like, oh, but I'm pretty sure humidity is the factor for it. I don't know
think
why.
you're
though.
right.
Is that so?
Yeah,
It might be. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I don't know exactly why, but you're 100% right. It rained this week, and I think it rained today. Actually, it rained this
A little
morning.
bit, yeah.
It was this morning, and my left knee was like flaring up, and then that's when I looked at the windshield and was like, oh, it's raining.
Did you find the answer, Chris? Because I found it.
Yeah, so it's telling me that the barometric pressure drops when storms are rolling in, and somehow the body detects this change, causing swelling of soft tissue or expanding of joint fluid.
So there's pressure in the area. It's basically
So
what
I
it's
guess
saying.
it has
Mhm.
something to do with
When
the
there's
air
a
pressure.
rainstorm, the atmospheric pressure drops, and the body detects this change, and it causes your fluids to swell up. Your soft tissue, not your fluids. Your soft tissues swell up, and as a result, the fluid in your joints expand, and this can cause pain.
See that what that is saying right there is the kind of thing that makes me want to believe in astrology.
It's so funny you brought that up. I was thinking of something like that, but so far off. I was going to say, what if we put you... Hear me out fully. What if we put you on the moon? Do you think your ankle would feel, with the exception of like the gravity difference, do you think your ankle would feel better in that atmosphere as opposed to like rain or
It
earth?
probably would, because there wouldn't be much pressure on his ankle, because Chris would be less weight on the moon, so there would be less weight on his ankles.
So can so we so hold on. If we can just put Chris on the moon and he doesn't feel pain in his ankle, why can't we just put him on a farther planet and just make him immortal?
Whoa,
Whoa
whoa.
there.
Hold on.
Hold
What the
on.
hell did you just
This
say?
is like not related to astrology at all.
No, it's
But
not. That's
that
not what I
is-
was getting at.
That is like literally outlandish. Like it's
well, because
You just
even
did
then,
a whole like 180 there.
well, that point, I'm pretty sure there's. I don't know which. I'm really saying this with not much factual basis, but you might weigh less on the moon, but say on Venus, I might weigh like 5 times. So
well,
That
yeah,
is funny, yeah.
because like if Venus
to
is
do with
bigger than the Earth,
the
right?
gravity.
You would be,
I-
gravity and pressure and all that shit.
I don't think it's size of the planet. Is it only size, or does the sun's
tec-
gravity
technically
have to do with it too?
the gravity of a larger planet would probably like is Venus bigger than Earth? I don't know.
Oh no, you're right. You're right
we
there.
really don't know anything.
I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no.
I don't know. We know enough about a little. We know a
Barely.
little about a lot, but
You're-
we don't know anything. We
At
don't
all.
know. Yeah, really.
You're right. You're 100%. The bigger the mass, the more gravity.
Yeah,
there
like
is.
so the more you would weigh on that planet because the more you draw to it.
Right. What I was saying is, I don't know. The thing I'm unsure about is if Venus, you would weigh more than Earth, regardless of size, because I don't know if the sun's gravity has anything to do with it. I took this conversation way too far.
That's all right.
You
Well-
just asked why can't we put Chris on another planet and make him immortal?
Because think about the concept, though. We just put them
I'll
on the
tell
moon.
you what, the question that we're posing now is really not an uncommon question because when you Google would you weigh more, it just immediately says on Jupiter or Earth. So Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, and because Jupiter's mass, you would weigh more.
Okay, so it is just the mass of that planet. It has
so
nothing to do with the
it
sun's
says
gravity.
if you weighed 68
No.
kilograms on Earth, you'd weigh 160 on Jupiter.
So that would make your disgruntled joints and bones hurt even more. My
Mhm.
ankle would be killing me on Jupiter.
Well, it depends what the atmospheric pressure is like on Jupiter. This has nothing really to do with the gravity of the planet.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
Yo,
What? I'm just still just like in awe
of the question,
of the immortality part.
the possibilities is what I'm saying to you. Like we lifted human being Christopher Catrapa and put him on the moon, and there's less pressure there, so his ankle feels better. Who's to say that we can't put him in a place where there's like, if he's in a suit, like frozen, no pressure, and he just stays this age, Christopher Catrapa, the rest of his life, or whatever the case is.
Like you want to what is that in Star Wars, Doc?
Oh, when
They carbon
Han Solo gets
yeah.
carbon frozen or whatever.
I forget what it's called.
Well,
I'm not a
that-
big Star Wars buff.
That would be something of what Elon Musk is trying to do with the
Kind of like
Neuralink
Steve
thing.
Rogers,
Yeah. Kind of like Steve Rogers.
Who's that?
Captain America, man.
You uncultured swine.
I don't know him either.
Oh, I was
trying.
trying to say
God.
something.
You
and
guys
then
never
now-
watched
now
any
we're here.
Marvel movies?
Mm-mm.
No, I watch Marvel movies.
I watched
Not-
40
Not
You,
that one though.
you should go and watch every single Marvel movie.
I'm not gonna do
You
that.
should though. You would enjoy it. You too.
You want to watch
You're
it together?
telling me that, but I'm telling you, I that's not something that I
Why?
would
You
do.
don't like
Why?
good cinema?
They're great
I
movies.
like good cinema.
Regardless
What?
if you even like,
But
like who's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Okay, so why don't you just go and watch all the Marvel movies?
I've watched all the Spider-Mans movies.
No, you've
movies.
watched,
Did you ever watch
no,
the
but I
newer
haven't
ones?
watched the new one.
Okay.
No, the newest one. What was
Why?
the newest one? I don't know. I never got around to
No
it.
Way Home or Far From Home.
Well, the newest one is featuring the kid that looks like he has a frog in his mouth all the time.
So anyway,
The-
Listen, when
the
it comes-
kid that plays Spider-Man,
Who? Tom Holland?
yeah, he looks like he has a frog in his mouth all
no,
the
that
time.
was Homecoming. I watched that one,
That's the first one with Tom Holland.
and now there's a second one,
Yeah, there's
Right.
been a second one. Yeah,
and I haven't watched that one.
you should.
I
But
will when
why,
I get around.
Why
to
did
it,
you
'cause I
watch
love
the first Spider-Man if you never watched any of the Marvel
Yeah.
movies?
Because I love Spider-Man.
Then you like kind of
Yeah, but you
Spider-Man's-
kind of like need to know. Well, not,
Yeah, but I
No,
still
you don't
just
need
enjoyed
to.
it
Don't,
because
but-
like I like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's diffy, for sure.
If I'm just here's the thing, if I'm watching all this the movie, and they mention something of another movie, it's not
you watched
that big of a
Avengers,
deal,
right?
Yeah,
You watched the newest one.
I watched all the Avengers, but
But like it would have made that movie so much better if you watched all the movies that led up to that movie.
maybe to you, but to
Alright,
me,
fine,
if it's
fair enough.
Spider-Man,
Whatever, I'm
I'm
not-
gonna like
I'm not
it
gonna
just
get
as
this.
much
Because I think everyone out there should watch every single Marvel movie that has been ever made.
Anyone who ever watches a Marvel movie,
Not
that's
every
what,
Marvel movie.
No,
that's
you know what
ever
I
been
mean.
made.
The-
'Cause if
and
you
the-
watch Edward Norton Hulk, you might want to rip your eyeballs
Yeah,
out.
that one sucks. But
Worm.
you know what I'm saying? Like the ones from the first Avenger, Captain America.
Like
to
the MCU.
MCU.
Just the MCU.
Yeah, just the
Is-
MCU.
is Endgame the best one?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, it
No,
depends on your
I'll
ass,
take
but no.
Infinity War over Endgame.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that was the one, right?
As an
Okay.
Avengers movie, but I mean, it's no fun ranking them if you and Chris never watched them.
Yeah,
so.
I'm just
it'd just
not
be
a-
me and Earl talking.
How about
Listen,
What-
that's not what I'm into.
So what is
Okay.
so what is it between you and I that
So
don't
what
want
are
to
you
watch
into?
these movies? Is it the fiction part of it? You think?
Like for me personally, I would rather watch a movie that's based on real events somehow, rather
too.
than I've never watched any Harry Potter, never watched any Star Wars. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, although I thought that was good, and I started watching.
Like
in
you
the
don't
8th
like
season.
you don't like sci-fi.
It's just there's something about it to me. I can't enjoy it as much if it's just so far fetched, and that's all it is. I'm sure they're great movies. It just doesn't appeal to me.
I watch Harry Potter.
But I did watch Endgame and the other one.
Do you enjoy them?
Yeah, I liked it. It was all right, but at some point, it's kind of just like
no,
there's-
I
it's all
know a lot of people
CGI.
like you. They're not into sci-fi.
That's all it is.
Not into sci-fi.
But I love Spider-Man. Like that's
Me
my boy.
too. And you guys suck saying that Tobey Maguire isn't the best one.
He's not.
I never heard your opinion on this actually.
No, the best one is.
I know Doc. I know
don't
Doc.
say-
doesn't like
Chris
it.
is gonna say Garfield.
Please don't say
Earl.
Andrew
That's
Garfield.
my dude.
Listen,
Those
I
are
was a
such
big
good
Andrew
movies.
Garfield. Well, really, Spider-Man's my favorite too. And obviously,
love
yeah,
Spider-Man.
when you're a little kid, Tobey Maguire. But I don't know. Tom Holland's a really good Spider-Man.
It really
Yes.
all depends who you ask. Because if you
Yeah.
ask someone who's a comic book buff, they'll tell you that Tobey Maguire is the most like Spider-Man
Quintessential Spider-Man
in
yeah.
the comic. But there's new comics coming out every year. Like, it's hard to say.
He stopped the train with 100 webs on skyscrapers and buildings.
Yeah, if you
he's
watch the
sick.
Tom Holland one, he does very nice, very awesome feats of strength as well.
Well, I think Tom Holland is good at it because the Spider-Man character is just like a nerdy dude that was like working in a lab and then just so happened to get the strength. And
So,
Tom Holland plays a good nerd.
Another thing about Tom Holland, though, is it's kind of... I don't remember in the first movie, but how did he get his powers? Or his web shooters don't come out of him.
Who?
Aren't Tom Holland? Aren't his web...
Like the newest Spider-Man?
Yeah. He has a suit that shoots webs, doesn't he? He doesn't have, like, powers besides, like, super strength and stuff like that.
Well, even then,
Yo,
you
I
gotta
forget
put
how
the-
he even got
Yeah, that's what
became
I'm saying.
Spider-Man.
He didn't get
well,
bit?
because he met Tony Stark in the movie before Spider-Man came out, and I can't remember how did they glance over it. Did they just say like, "Yeah, I just woke up one day and I had powers," or did he get bit by a spider? I don't
He
know.
had to have gotten bit by a
I
spider.
agree. I feel like
Right.
even without watching it, how
I
can
think
Spider-Man be
Yeah,
a
but
half-fake Spider-Man?
Tom Holland never worked in like a lab corp, right? That's what it was, like a lab.
He's like 16.
Yeah, he's 16. He
At
was a
that-
teenager in high school.
At that point, you're just putting.
He was-
No, he did.
What's
He-
Batman's name? The real guy?
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, you're just putting
Jim.
Bruce Wayne in Spider-Man's
No.
costume.
Spider-Man has super strength and fast reflexes, but I don't know if his webs shoot out of him.
No, they
I'm gonna
do.
look.
And-
No, I think he has to
No,
put the
I'm talking
suit on
about
for
in
that.
the newest Spider-Man.
No. You don't have to watch it because they do. Like that's what makes him Spider-Man.
No, but he's
No,
saying
Okay,
because
okay.
there are some versions of Spider-Man where he has web shooters, and there's some versions of Spider-Man where he shoots webs out of his hands.
out of his actual
That
wrists.
wouldn't make him a spider if he can't create a web. That would just make him a super athlete.
Okay, that's like saying Batman isn't Batman because he isn't a bat or something.
No. Batman made that his identity because he has a lot of money.
No, Rocco. Well, have you seen the two newest Spider-Man movies?
No.
I'm looking
So
it up,
then
bro.
you don't know either.
Well, he
like us.
became Spider-Man by getting bit by a radioactive spider.
Yeah, that spider.
Okay, yeah. Did they
He
say that in the
uses
movie?
web shooters, Tom Holland, in his suit. But the spider gave him super strength, super,
Yeah, so
everything.
he has web
He
shooters.
has, but the Iron Man suit that made for him has all that crap.
Well,
So
Tom
he doesn't
Holland-
have it in his wrist. You're telling me?
No. Well, same thing with Garfield.
like
He
a-
didn't.
Yeah, he had to put the suit on for it.
Maguire's the only one.
He's Spider-Man.
No.
Well, they're all Spider-Man because he's the only one that
They're
has
all
the
going to be
suit. So
Spider-Man,
who else
the
could be
newest one
Spider-Man?
too. Ooh.
What'd you say?
Nothing. Anyway,
Well, regardless,
So you're telling me just because he doesn't shoot webs out of his wrists,
Okay,
he's not Spider-Man?
well, hold on
Did
here.
you guys have that?
Because Rocco
story?
is trying to say that is solely what makes Tobey Maguire the best Spider-Man, but it looks like here the classic Spider-Man has almost always used mechanical web shooters.
How about that, Ron?
Okay, so Tobey Maguire's more Spider-Man than Spider-Man.
Not canonically,
Yeah, not canonically.
because
Tobey Maguire's
What's
what
that
they
mean?
wrote about.
No, if you listen to what I just said, it says the classic Spider-Man has always used mechanical web shooters, which means whoever wrote the classic Spider-Man wrote that he used mechanical web shooters.
Not real. I'm not with it. I'm really not. I just can't be with it.
Well, either way, I'm about to buy a Spider-Man costume.
I have one.
Did you guys have
Let
that
me get
web
it.
thing?
Yeah. Now I know exactly.
Yeah,
what
the
you're
thing
talking
that
about.
you put on your wrist and it shoots out
Yeah,
webs.
I had
yeah,
that
that's
as a
what Spider-Man
child.
does.
Yeah,
So you just like debunked your whole
It's
entire.
very
like-
realistic. Then, if you have that shooter, you could be Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense at all. You
No,
can
I
just
get
go
what
to
you're saying.
Walmart and become Spider-Man. Like
Yeah,
that's
but
not
it won't
cool.
be
No,
that good.
the whole they all three of them got bit by a radioactive spider, which gave them their powers of super strength. They can climb up things. They all
don't
that
get
cover.
hurt
They don't
and
get
shit.
hurt. They can re-heal, right? That's one of them.
Yeah, they have.
fast regeneration.
I got
Faster generation. But the suit and the web shooters is what makes them
Now hold on.
Spider-Man.
Let me ask you this: where'd the suit come from? Because now I don't
Hmm.
remember that.
Which one? Well, it depends what movie.
It was
the newest
different.
one.
The newest one, he had a suit, right? And he made his own web shooters. And then he met Tony Stark, who was Iron Man. And then he made him a suit, which
Was
is
better?
basically like a mini freaking Iron Man suit, besides of all the other.
Did it still have the shooters?
I'll tell you what, the more I read about this, it looks like Tobey Maguire is just actually
fakest one?
The fakest Spider-Man. Because it even says here in Sam Raimi's trilogy, Spider-Man is the only one that does not follow real Spider-Man comics, as they don't use artificial web shooters, and they even skip the main character, Gwen Stacy.
But I do agree with Rocco here. In you're saying that when you have the he can shoot it out of his own arm, making him more of a spider than
Yeah.
everyone else.
He's
Man,
more.
I never seen a spider shoot a web out of their arm.
Well,
A spider just
spider
makes a web.
Can create their own web.
Yeah, and so can the other two Spider-Men, the movies that have been made. They can make their own web with their web shooters. So
But
how
they're
does
artificial? He's saying it literally can come straight out of his human wrist. That's part spider.
Well, I think we're getting away from the conversation is that Tobey Maguire is not the best Spider-Man.
This conversation's done with then.
Why? Because you say
You
it's
just can
done
never
with?
take it out on any argument.
I'm just saying. You're telling me this entire
Well, it's all
lifetime,
opinion, all right?
Spider-Man. You can put what do you call that stuff? The silly string,
Como se llama?
right? You just put silly string and Como Sayam on your wrist, and then after that, you're Spider-Man.
Yeah, but can you climb up a wall? Can you just jump off buildings? Can you freaking get hit in the face and just not even feel a thing?
I get that, but he's not Spider-Man at that point. He's just athletic.
Well,
he's really good.
like
He would just
Maybe
be
He's
a
just
really good
athletic
ball
because
player.
he has super strength.
maybe like
Yes.
Bruce Wayne, he just coined himself Spider-Man. Like how come Bruce Wayne just gets to say he's Batman?
he has a lot of money and
Okay,
made
and
it that
Tom
way.
Holland has not Tom Holland, but Peter Parker has superpowers, and he made enough money beating crime, and now he has a really cool suit, and he decided it wanted to be a spider, and now he's Spider-Man.
So did Batman get bit by a bat?
No, Batman.
That's a whole different universe.
Bruce Wayne is literally just like Elon Musk. If
He's-
Elon Musk wanted to be Batman,
He probably could be Batman. Elon Musk can do anything.
Batman wouldn't be able to kill a single superhero. I don't think.
he's
From what I've been told.
he's killed Superman plenty of times.
Well, that's different. You just
Yeah,
got to go
duh.
to Krypton, and then you're.
Krypton is a blown up planet.
Well, how come I never watched the Batman vs Superman, but Batman beat him, right?
Batman always beats Superman.
Why?
Because Batman.
I don't like Batman personally. I think he's a stupid superhero.
He's just his superhero is that he's rich.
He's just
like
rich.
Tony Stark.
Yeah,
Him and
yeah.
Tony Stark are the same. Iron Man. And,
Yeah, but Tony Stark's cooler.
Well, how do you know?
Well, that's
Didn't you just
actually
say
good.
you never
Tony
really
Stark.
watched
That's a
Tony
Batman?
Stark is
No,
like
I-
kind of a dick,
Yeah, but
especially
he's
in all
funny.
the comics. And I like Bruce Wayne. I like how he's like brooding and sad all the time because his parents got killed, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm Batman. I'm gonna fight crime." He's always mean and brooding.
I just don't think it's realistic that Batman can beat Superman.
Well, he always keeps that. So the way Superman loses power is if he's around a large or an amount of
Krypton.
kryptonite. So Batman always just keeps like kryptonite spray in his back pocket in case Superman wants to act up.
Okay.
Something like that.
Fair
He's
enough.
rich.
Yeah.
If you got all the
Kryptonite
money
spray.
in the world, man, you can get your kryptonite spray.
Yeah, it's like Iron Man.
Dude,
Who's your favorite superhero? Real fast.
Dude, I don't know, man. I have too many. Rocco, who's yours?
I don't even know anything about superheroes. I mean,
Yeah, but you know enough to like.
to pick a favorite one, I'd rather hear from someone who like actually takes pride in this.
Spiderman.
Yeah, because I mean,
That's
I
my
can give
boy.
that answer, but like I had an Avengers picture actually right on my wall there, and then I got a job and I had to take it down, so I can't even look at which one's my favorite. But I feel like it would be Iron Man if I had to think of one. But based off of what I saw, probably Batman. I like the Dark Knight a lot.
Yeah, based off like movies. There's no one that really sticks out to you like, man, I want to be him.
I have mine.
Nah.
So
Thanos.
Spider-Man always be my like all time because of childhood, but I think Thor is like
Yeah,
The
I
one
was
I would-
thinking Thor as well.
because he's tough.
But
Kramer, you got any superhero?
anyone,
yeah,
yeah.
anyone.
Hancock.
It's not a superhero.
No, he's a superhero.
I know.
But he's a dick.
You figured it out.
What about Deadpool?
Oh, dude, those Deadpool movies are hilarious.
Right.
I like them a lot.
You know what I really like about the Deadpool movies is that I feel like since Ryan Reynolds got casted as Deadpool, he acts like Deadpool in real life
Yeah.
now. And like he really fully embodied the character.
Speaking of that, hold on real quick. Did you? I don't know. You might have saw it, but I want to know your opinion on this. You too, Chris. You ever see Deadpool, Rocco?
I saw it for a half
It's-
hour, 40
You
minutes.
really don't have
Love
to be into
It's-
superheroes to
yeah.
watch it. It's just funny.
it. It's a funny, yeah.
So the director of Deadpool said that he could still be successful, like the movie Deadpool, without all the rated R to it. I think, I don't know. In my opinion, I say absolutely not. But
You mean like with all like the dirty jokes?
yeah,
and
just it being rated R and everything that happens in Deadpool.
They could have gotten
and
away
the
with
fact
it.
that there's a strip club and
Yeah.
well, the girl comes from the
Just-
strip club and that
it-
probably wouldn't be in it if it wasn't rated R.
yeah,
I
and he's
guess.
saying it would still be just as successful as it is now.
yeah,
without
being
all
rated
that.
R.
Well, the issue is the reason that he probably says that is because Disney bought Marvel's rights, and they just bought Sony's rights to shoot. It's
a whole-
weird as shit. But
basically-
Sony owned Deadpool, and Disney bought superheroes from Sony, and now Disney doesn't make rated R movies, so now Deadpool's caught in like a limbo of what they're going to do with him, and that's why he's probably saying that. But I think it could still be good without the rated R stuff.
It would just
I
be
agree.
completely different. It would be so different.
Yeah.
It depends on how you
because-
look at it. Look at it.
No, I was just gonna say, I'm just trying to think of how that would even work.
The way I'm looking at it is, are you telling me that you have seen the rated R and then seen the PG? If you're telling me you've seen the rated R and then seen the PG, no, I would
It doesn't have to be
disagree.
Good
PG.
point.
We could do like PG-13. There could still be
Yeah.
some stuff that's a little dirty or
Right.
like
But I'm
whatever,
saying, like,
but-
if you could see both copies, you're going to say the rated R is better. If you're telling me
Right.
you go back in time and they made the PG, people will just love
Well, that
superheroes.
also depends on, I feel like, age group too, right?
There was a big problem when Deadpool came out because they advertised it as a superhero movie, like a nice Marvel superhero movie, and parents were taking their kids to see this.
And it
Because
was
I remember
pretty
I saw the
nerdy.
first one in theaters, and there was like postage all over the movie theater, like Deadpool is rated R. That
Yeah.
you should not probably bring your kids to watch this unless they're like this age.
But it's just like another superhero. So if a kid sees like Deadpool on the screen, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
Deadpool in the comics and all the other stuff is like a really funny superhero too. Ryan Reynolds is like a perfect
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Oh yeah, because he's got that condescending tone.
Passive aggressive.
Yeah, just perfect for it. So I guess in the PG version, he would probably fall in love with like a middle school teacher, not a stripper.
I don't know.
I'm just trying to envision how.
That's what I mean.
it would
I guess
even
maybe
work.
if they released a PG-13 movie of Deadpool before we ever saw rated R Deadpool, we'd probably enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But then Rocker
yeah,
said, but
probably.
if we watch the rated R, we'd probably like, this is like us in general because we're 23 years old and But the 10-year-olds and 8, 9, whatever, that age group, they're probably going to superhero only. They're going to love that movie.
That's the way I take it. Was he said it as if we were to release it as a PG, it would have been just as
He
successful.
still has a big enough crowd that, probably.
I do like the confidence from him. He thinks that his creative abilities could do that. Who is it? Who's the guy that said that?
I don't know. I guess it's the Deadpool's what?
Well, Earl was just saying it was like 6 things now.
He's MMU. Is that what it's called? The X-Men.
It's weird because the X-Men were just bought out by Sony within the last 5 years, and that's why it leaves Deadpool in like a weird limbo.
Yeah,
Dude.
Because the X-Men are like supposed to be the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and some other villains and heroes got all bought by Marvel.
yeah. I would say Fantastic Four is gonna be Marvel now, right?
Yeah, but if you like watch movies like Venom, that's not Marvel. It's not Disney, I mean. So like Venom just came out. Venom 2 is coming out with like Carnage. And then Morbius is coming out, which is like a vampire movie with Jared Leto, who looks really fucking hot in that movie.
Now they're all gonna. I saw that those movies are all gonna tie into like being Spider-Man's.
I saw
villains.
that, but it's hard. It's hard because I don't
That's
know
cool.
I don't know how the contract worked.
Yeah,
with
that's
all
true.
that stuff.
Because this is Tom Holland's last like contract, or his contract's run.
You
up
know
after
what I
this movie,
hate?
right?
That stuff is public.
Yeah, that sucks.
Because I'm gonna give you guys spoilers right now, and if you guys had plenty of time to watch it.
Yeah,
But we knew that Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr.'s contracts with Disney were up, and I knew when Endgame came that they were gonna die because I knew their contracts were done.
Well, there was no chance of them re-signing.
Well, they only signed for so many movies, and then like you have like a period to say like when you're coming, and then like people were, like someone like the guy who plays the Hulk. What's his name? He just
Mark
got,
Ruffalo?
Yeah, he just got in some shit with the public eye because he like hates Jews or something like that.
Oh my god.
Something with whatever's going on in Israel. But it's just like
He's
Mark
canceled.
Ruffalo only has so many more movies in his contract with Marvel, and they're already talking about like, oh yeah, there's going to be a She-Hulk and whatever.
yeah, like
like,
that's stupid.
I hate that that's public.
Now, how does he? I don't know. There's so much we can talk about Marvel, but
That's
yeah.
actually one of 2 reasons. Well, one, that kind of stuff actually ruined The Walking Dead for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
I-
you know
I
Rick,
actually-
Rick was done because of his contract's up.
I would text Doc and be like, bro, this
And
guy,
he's literally was the main character.
he
of
was the main
entire show.
character.
I hate that that's public.
Now here's a question. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, you just said, but then there's a new TV show coming out, Loki. You guys know who Loki is or no?
I've heard of it. I forget
He's
what it is.
Thor's brother, like, and but the way the timeline adds up, like, technically Iron Man and Captain America could still be in that timeline. It's so like it's weird, like, and I've been seeing things like, oh, they can come back and be in that, and they'll be Iron Man and Captain America in 2008. I don't know. Who knew? I don't know. It's stupid, but
You
that's
know-
what makes it so great.
Wait, you said TV
So I'm
show?
saying, yeah, Loki. Like you know how
WandaVision?
WandaVision and
Great show.
what was it? Falcon and the
Chris
Winter
watched
Soldier.
the whole finale in a barbershop.
Yeah. It looked good.
That
It
was
made
a
me
good
want to
sh-
watch
It was
the
a
whole
good show, and
thing.
I wish you watched the whole thing.
I just, like, there's guys, I don't, it's not for me. But it was cool. Kind of.
You know what?
Just because you watched it.
If there's like a group of people watching a superhero movie, I won't be like that guy to be like, oh, I'm not watching this. But like, I feel like when I do
Right.
watch it, it's like, you know what? This action scene's kind of cool.
I'll tell you what, though, Chris is a great person to go to a movie, like a brand new movie. Like, Chris went to the Star Wars movies, and he's never watched a single Star Wars movie.
I wanted to hang out.
You just
Yeah.
love the movies, huh?
Oh, I love a movie.
I like the movies a
I love
lot.
going to nice
Especially like when-
Tuesday $5 movie.
do they still have that?
Is that open now? The theaters?
Yeah,
Probably,
they're
right?
open.
Yeah. Yeah, some are open because I drove by the AMC in Voorhees and it looks like it's not open yet. But some
No?
movie theaters are open. I know there's a couple in Deffert,
Probably.
I wanna-
that one
or
in
the
Deptford's
one in
nice.
Deffert is open.
I wanted to go back to your point with the contracts. That's actually one of 3 things that ruined Monday Night Raw for me.
Oh yeah, but another thing though that's cool in the wrestling universe is that like when the Hardy Brothers were done with like TNA, when WrestleMania was around the corner, it's almost like you knew the Hardy Brothers were coming to WrestleMania, and that was awesome.
We, for some reason,
We were together when we watched that, I think.
I've never watched a WrestleMania a day in my life. Actually, I got a funny story after this one too
I was
about
gonna
wrestling.
say,
Yeah.
You were there too, and I never watched WrestleMania a day in my life, and the Hardy Brothers returned, and it was like insane. It was actually a New Day, and they were. You remember a New Day came out, and they were like, "You have one more tag team to face," and they were like walking to the ring, and they just backed up, and the Hardy Boys came out.
Dude, yeah. It's so weird what entertainment can make you feel.
I don't like entertainment.
No, I'm talking about like when
What?
Wait,
See, this is like one of them things.
was
Like,
like a
why did you
claim.
just say that?
well, hold on. I'm talking about like something like that when the Hardy Brothers came out. It was like so nostalgic for me that I felt like goosebumps, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like these guys haven't wrestled for the WWE in like 10 years. Like the last time I watched them, I was in like 5th grade.
I got goosebumps too.
It's crazy stuff like that, or like when I watched A Star Is Born in the movie theater.
It was a great movie.
I almost shed a tear. I was close.
Oh my god! It took
Never
everything
seen it.
in me not to
Oh,
cry.
dude, you
I
should
would've.
go home and watch it, and then you probably will never stop listening to this. Now you might be
No,
sad.
hold on,
You should
I
watch
got
it at like
things.
I
noon
got other
tomorrow.
things to do. when
I
get
told
home.
Doc 27 times to watch that movie.
No, you need to watch it. It's
You're
so
not-
good.
He's not gonna watch it now because I've told him so many times.
Yeah,
to
it's like
watch
what
it.
you do to me when I tell you to go watch a movie. You're like, no.
I
It's the
know.
same
Now
So-
listen, take my word for it. It is so good.
It is.
I'll
It's-
bawl my eyes out. I want to watch it, but I know I'll bawl
And
my
the
eyes out.
soundtrack
have
in
to.
that movie is great.
And the fact Bradley Cooper taught himself how to sing and the instrument, the guitar. He played the guitar, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I also read that Lady Gaga said the only way she would film this movie is if that her and Bradley Cooper sang live the whole time. And they did.
And Lady Gaga is unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, if Bradley Cooper came out with the country album tomorrow, I would listen to it.
Oh
It was
my
that
God,
good, that
yeah.
movie.
Everyone would listen to it. Bradley Cooper just dropped an album.
Oh my god, everyone! I would listen to it. You kidding me? Guy's great.
I'm just probably not gonna watch it.
Yeah, you're not. I know. We know. But
You don't like entertainment.
Why don't you like entertainment?
You just said you don't like
what even
entertainment.
kind of statement is
I don't. All right. When I say I don't like entertainment, I don't like what entertainment does to me. First pay per
Oh,
view.
okay. No, that's fair.
First pay per view I've ever bought in my entire life ever was Brock Lesnar versus the
Kurt Angle.
versus Goldberg, and that match was 32 seconds long.
That was a long time
No,
ago.
that wasn't a long time. That was like in recent.
Oh, was it?
No, that was only like the first one or
The
the
first
most
one
recent
ever.
one.
No, the first one
Goldberg
ever.
versus- That was like
Goldberg. No, I'm talking about like the one that just like in 2017.
Oh,
He
okay.
speared him like 3 times. The match was over.
Yeah,
I never saw.
yeah, it was
Okay.
recent.
It was
'Cause I
like
know
3
they
years
fought
ago.
like a
Yeah.
long time ago.
I swear to God, I never bought a pay per view a day in my life. I'm like when we went to Earl, I just stopped there and the Hardy Boys happened to come out. I bought one pay per view. I said Goldberg's coming back, and he speared Brock Lesnar 3 times and then did a jackhammer and then the match was over.
Well, that's why like the entertainment businesses like the WWE are just undefeated
Never bought
because
a pay per
it's
view.
like, it's like UFC and all that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go buy McGregor versus this, and he gets knocked out in 30 seconds. That's how they make their money.
I'll watch Logan Paul though. I'll be honest. I'll
I
watch that
cannot
fight.
wait to watch that fight. Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather.
You know what's funny? Like, boxing is awful these days.
It's
It's
the
so
worst,
bad.
bro.
They
ruined
don't
it.
they don't
Yeah.
market it, and the way that there's so many promoters and there's like 500 titles, it's awful. It's just awful boxing.
And boxing used to be huge.
That's why MMA or like the UFC is so good because there's one promoter. And it's Dana White, and that's it. And he makes the fights, and he makes the fights people want to see. Like
Yeah.
like when Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao fought, it took 10 years from when they wanted to fight because of the way the promoters work and all that stuff. It's just a mess.
Since we're a big podcast now, I want to credit PMT, but PMT Big Cat made actually a very great point. He was like, these average guys like Logan Paul, or not average guys, but like they're just they're entertainment guys. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they're asking these fighters to fight them in a boxing ring, which is way less dangerous than MMA, and you're getting paid more than you would in the UFC. He was like, these Paul brothers are kind of like playing the UFC right now. And I was like,
they
wow.
just get it.
Yeah,
They're
it's just
just-
entertainment. And they're rejuvenating boxing with this entertainment.
See, I don't know if that's
No,
true
I think
or
they're
not. I think they're
disrespecting-
making a lot of people hate it.
But here's the thing. Every time, how many times you go on Twitter and you look at the boxing results and you're like, this is fixed. Like it's to the point now where nobody even wants to watch it anymore.
No, I don't think
Because
boxing
it's
is
fixed?
fixed. I
Where are
think
you
I
getting
think
that
the
from?
reason people don't want to watch boxing is because of what I said. They don't make the fights people want to see, and when they do, it's too late. And also, it's it's just not. Well, for people who were older, it's not good boxing because boxing, when people who were older were growing up, every boxing match looked like a Rocky fight. Like when Tyson would get in the ring, like they were dangerous. Like
well, they didn't believe in brain damage then.
Yeah, so boxing is boring now these days, and like I said, they just don't promote.
There's not
it
as
well.
many big names. I like boxing and MMA, and I could not tell you any boxers right now.
Like
once
for
Mayweather
example,
retired,
one of the best boxers on earth right now,
is it
is
Canelo?
Canelo
Yeah.
Alvarez,
Right?
and he is like he said he's not stopping until he grabs every title from every promotion, but you don't really see that because they don't advertise. Like
Yeah, that's
Canelo
a
had like
shame.
the
He
biggest
just fought the other day, and no one really knew about it.
yeah,
and he won.
and it was like one of the biggest fights of the year.
See, I would
And
have
the
loved
only
to have
way-
watched that.
The only
but I had
reason we
no
saw it
clue.
on Twitter was because there was a guy talking shit to him at the press conference.
Mhm.
Like it was literally the biggest fight, maybe besides Mayweather, of course.
And the
But-
difference is when Mike Tyson was fighting, everyone knew and everyone watched it.
Yeah, dude.
I would have loved to have been able to watch more Mike Tyson fights.
Just alive in like the
Same,
90s
and
or
more
80s,
Manny
yeah.
Pacquiao fights.
I would love to just been alive then and just gambled on Mike Tyson. Oh man,
it's like free
I would've-
money.
I mean, he probably would have been such a big favorite
I don't
on
even
all that.
care. Yeah, but I'm the kind of guy that would just put like the $5 on the other guy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Isn't it interesting? It took how long's boxing been around, and then when did the UFC come out? I like the reason
Like
why
UFC 1. Well, I don't know when it came out, but I know
93.
if you guys ever watched it, it was ridiculous. So like UFC 1 would just be like there was no weight classes and there were no gloves and you could wear shoes.
What?
And yeah, it would be like Ken Shamrock versus this guy who's like 5'2", 150 pounds soaking wet, and Ken Shamrock's like 20. He's like 20 times bigger than this guy, and they just get him in this ring and fight. If no one's ever watched it on YouTube, you should watch it because it is entertainment.
what the UFC want, like how much it's evolved since then.
Yes, they literally go in there bare knuckles. The one guy's wearing like Tim's, and they're just fighting in this octagon.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I would like to see
Yeah,
that.
UFC 1. It's on YouTube.
Do you have a boxing start date? That's been around for
Uh,
like years, right?
I would like to think
Probably
so.
40s, I'm gonna guess.
Boxing probably started in Rome.
Like, why did it take that long for people to just say?
Well, this is telling me that boxing started in January of 1681.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds right.
Why did it take that long for somebody to just say, like, take off your gloves and you're allowed to kick somebody and fight?
Well, no, the UFC as an organization started.
Well,
in
that's what I was-
1993.
Yeah.
But there's
like
been like kickboxing,
mixed martial
and
arts.
stuff, mixed
There-
martial
okay.
arts and stuff.
Okay.
he thought that they just never thought of the idea.
Well,
at
why?
Some point.
But why is how did Dana White do it so successfully though? Like, why wouldn't you want to watch
He's a business
kickboxing
owner.
over? It is weird, right? He's just a business
It's a
owner.
business, and
that
he
monopolized.
captured all the aspects of that business the right way,
That's
or the way to draw the most attention to it. Because there's other Bellators and other things.
Dana
but it
White
doesn't
is
get-
actually not the first owner of UFC, by the way.
Was he or
No, he
never
wasn't.
was?
I'm pretty sure he bought the company in like early 2000 or something.
Right.
Well, I just googled it. 2001.
Yeah,
Bought the company.
and I'm sure it probably didn't take off right away when he bought it. It probably had to. I
Took
wonder
some
what
time.
he did before that. So he had enough money to buy the UFC. That's pretty interesting. I wonder what he did before
He's a
that.
good fighter.
He was a fighter.
I have no idea.
Oh,
Our biggest enemy, Joe Rogan, was a fighter.
A
yeah.
very good one.
One of the most vicious kicks in history.
Yeah, that guy, whenever he posts videos of him kicking the bag, that's crazy. He's like at 50 now. Is he older than 50? 50 something.
I think he just turned
I
50.
don't
no
know,
idea.
but I'm going to
Got a
give you guys
crazy
Joe
kick.
Rogan's age, and then you guys are going to tell me some facts.
Okay.
Joe Rogan's 53, born August 11th, 1967.
Wow.
He's young.
He looks 53, but he moves like he's like 25.
Yeah, and he's in very, very good physical shape.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Doc, you go ahead with your
Am I
fact.
going first?
Yeah, because although I don't, was there a poll for last week yet? Do we know? I'm just
No,
gonna
I didn't
say
make
you
a poll
won.
because it was a short week, and I didn't think everybody would be listening on Monday. Maybe they were out having fun with their friends and family and all that stuff. So today, actually, we're recording is only Thursday.
But we'll just say Doc won last week.
I think it would have been even, but we're gonna see.
Yeah, we'll throw the
True.
poll out there. Let's give you a chance.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
So the entire world's population could fit inside Los Angeles.
What is it?
The
7.8
world's
billion.
total population is more than 7.5 billion. However, it might feel a little more manageable once you learn that if every single one of those people stood shoulder to shoulder, they could all fit within the 500 square miles of Los Angeles.
Remind you, Los Angeles, not California.
Yeah.
Just Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
just Los Angeles.
How many
Dude.
miles?
500.
Yo, hold on. Imagine being the guy that got stuck in the dead center of 7.8
I
billion
mean,
people.
Doc said he had issues in MRI machine.
I would-
Imagine Doc,
nah,
and
How do you pee?
I would have died of shock.
you would be like Jon Snow in the dog pile.
Oh, that was the worst scene ever, dude. I hated that.
Did you have anxiety watching
Yes.
that? Yeah.
I wonder if everybody would just get COVID. My God. It would just spread down the line.
7.5 billion, Chris, in LA.
Wow.
Me, right before, me and Victor actually went to a college game day with like Lee Corso and everything for Temple one year. And we were at the very front with the gate. It was actually me, Vic, and my dad. And we stayed there for 6 hours, and we couldn't go to the bathroom because people crowded us to the gate. And it was the worst thing that we ever experienced in terms of bathroom. But go ahead.
Hold on. How long do you think it would take to
Get home?
Yeah, to get everyone
That's
out.
exactly what I was thinking. Imagine being in the middle and then you
I
gotta-
mean, that many people like in Los Angeles. Think about how many people in Los Angeles right now. And Shohei Ohtani was late to a game last week.
Yeah.
And imagine if there was 7.5 billion people.
well, also,
Shohei
I mean,
wouldn't get to his game for 5 days.
No, maybe a month. Who knows?
So LA's that big, huh?
Also,
Okay.
you would have to fill up every building, I guess, too, right? Because
Well, I think they're just saying if there was
In,
nothing
like,
there
in the
and
land
just
of 500
people.
miles.
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking a little too practical.
You would have to, because
literal.
you can just build a really big skyscraper. And so
And
you.
fit 7.5 billion in it.
Yeah.
I would hate to be in that
Just
building.
don't really
I'd
know
rather
about
be out
that.
in the middle of the land and be in the
That
building.
that tip of that building would be in the stratosphere.
Or it'd just be a really wide skyscraper.
Like the size of Los
Yeah.
Angeles. That's the only way that would work.
Go ahead, Chris.
All right. So, one member of the crew has already heard this fact here, but
Which member?
they'll show themselves after I say. So, my fact of the week is the most commonly used time on a watch ad is 10:10 because it makes a V shape, like a V like
Yeah.
that, and not like downwards because it has a more positive connotation to it.
I knew these. I was one of the members.
You knew that?
Yeah, we talked about this the other night on Xbox.
Say that again.
Yeah, because I told Earl and he noticed.
The
we
most-
were-
You told me that a while
the most
ago.
common
Yeah.
the most common time on a watch advertisement, so like when they show a watch, is 10:10.
because it makes it like this, like a V,
Like
Which
almost
has a-
resembling a smiley face.
has a positive connotation to it.
Where are you guys getting this V from? I see a 1 and a 0 and a 1 and a 0.
Well, if you know how to
an
read a
analog
clock.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Like 10:10.
Okay. I see what you're
So
saying.
if
like
it was
the small
like-
hand would be on the 10 and the big hand would be on
Like a little past the 9.
yeah.
Dude, I'm so Doc. Like, I can't even be more Doc. Who the fuck uses analog clocks, bro? Nobody uses
Well-
an analog
Well,
clock
if you bought an
anymore.
Audemars Piguet, it would be an analog clock.
If you bought a Rolex, no. So listen to me.
What are you
You're-
laughing at, Doc?
If you ever drive to Philly, and you're gonna see 4 Rolex ads, you're gonna notice and see that the clock is on 10:10, and you're gonna be like, "Wow!" Me and Earl did it. I pointed out to
We-
Earl. And how many clocks did you see? And
We
you were
saw
"Holy
like
shit."
10 billboards on our way to where we were going, and there was like Rolex, Hublot. I forget the other one that we saw, but they were all 10:10. All of them.
Say your fact one more time, Doc.
7.8 billion people could fit in Los Angeles. We talked about it for 10 minutes.
And you don't know how to tell an
Hey, a
analog
little
clock.
angry.
It's
Yeah.
him.
Listen, don't
Rocco-
be angry at the Rocco's just wants to get a second, outlook
I
on
told
the
him.
facts. There was with a little hatred there.
Local Museum.
Local
Listen,
Museum.
Listen, while Rocco thinks if there's anyone out there who doesn't know how to read an analog clock such as Rocco, the small hand is the hour, and then the big hand is what tells the minutes.
He's already thinking of a 1 and 0. Like
Yeah.
you wrote my fact off the rip. So that's on you, all right?
I did not write your fact off.
No, you did. You
I
didn't
did not.
realize
I
it, but
think
you
it's,
did.
I think it's awesome. Very interesting.
Did you specify analog?
He literally drew with his fingers and
watch
said
ad.
10 ... 10. How does that look like a V?
Oh man. Well,
That was funny.
Don't
as shit.
discredit it, man. It's
That's
a good
my
fact.
fact.
That's
I'm
a
telling
very
you.
awesome fact.
the next time you see a watch ad, next time you go to Philly, you're gonna be like, "Wow, look at that Rolex on the thing," and it's on 1010.
It's growing on me slightly, only because it's just so. Like, that would be funny if it just became widely accepted. Say, all right, we made this ad, just make sure it's 1010.
I'm gonna go on the Rolex.
Because it makes a
website
smiley
right now.
face.
Like,
Look,
that, all right.
I'm on Rolex website. 1010.
Let me say.
Every watch is at 1010.
I just don't see the smiley face in it.
No, it's
No.
just like it's not. It doesn't make a smiley face. It just it resembles one in a V.
Because if it was like this, it resembles a frowny face and it has more of a negative perception to it.
You know what's funny? I worked at
I just think
Fossil.
it's like super. I think it's an awesome fact. I think it's just super interesting that would have any of that one. If those 2 arrows were facing downwards like that, and I really want a Rolex, I wouldn't give two shits if it was facing
but
that way.
it's just a grand scheme of human psychology.
I'll tell you what. If you Google watch advertisement like I'm doing right now, every advertisement is 10.
That's what I'm telling you. It's like, and you would have never noticed until I pointed it out to you.
No, and I worked at Fossil for like 2 years.
Now, this is just proven that it just grabs the attention. Okay.
Well, it like statistically speaking, the most commonly used.
You know,
time
Oh,
you know
okay.
how crazy that is. That is what they deem the most aesthetically pleasing way to show a clock. Like, you know how many people they had probably to find this out in a study?
That's what I'm saying. If it's a downward facing,
Are you trying to give him like they're picking sides now?
No, I think
No,
I'm
we're just
still with you,
analyzing
Doc.
the fact.
I am
what
still
Earl
with
is.
you.
All right.
You got
Because-
Rocco. All right, you happy?
Yeah, it is crazy.
No, the reason I
seriously.
really don't like Doc's fact
All right, here we go. Go ahead,
So he
Rocco,
showed
you're next.
himself.
You need to have my
is
back.
because they just what did they just say like 700 or whatever? What did you say?
Seven-
7.5
billion.
billion people? Like,
They could just fit on this plot.
what
of
did they
land.
just take like the average like 6 foot 130-pound male or something, and now they're just there? What if my whole family's there? We're like big, fat, and stupid. Like, we're not all gonna fit in Los Angeles. Come on, man.
All right, then we'll take the
How do you
really scrawny, skinny family.
No, you have to include everybody.
Right.
Like,
I
they
think
just
they're
took like an
including everyone.
average.
they
I
have.
think they just took like an average male and an average female and said there's like this many people. And
Well, yeah, if it's like the average male is 5'9", and the average
there's flaws in that. There's flaws in that.
Dude, this clock
I liked
thing.
it. I liked it. I did.
I'm with Doc in terms of the study's interesting. It is. But, like, the entire concept's really stupid.
Of what? The fitting 7.
Like, the fact... Here's the thing. I'm trying to rate your fact, not the information itself. But I really hate that information. I think it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That 1010 is just aesthetically pleasing to my face.
Well,
No, that's not. No, now you're taking it into what you said. You weren't taking
Yeah.
it in.
The fact is that statistically speaking, the most commonly used time on a watch ad is 10:10.
No one ever told you. Just pretend we didn't say that. That's the most aesthetically pleasing.
And then
or
I
whatever.
backed it up by saying, "Well, that's part of it."
We're going to
but
leave it to the poll. My brain
we'll
hurts.
leave it to the people. I
My-
mean, whatever the people think is more interesting.
We
but
love the people.
we love the people.
Love
That's
the
what-
people.
That's what we're here for, is the people.
Or I'll close it out.
One thing I gotta say, I know I said at the beginning, this week, you gotta be a dog, man. Gotta be a
Gotta
dog.
be a dog.
When I open that door and they say you gotta take a piss, you better go out there. Better go out there and take a piss, man.
Yep.
And that's what we're gonna roll with this week.
Love that, man. Everybody be a
I
dog.
really like that because that's something I think everybody should know. You gotta have a dog in you, man. Gotta have some fight.
Have some fight, man.
No, you don't have to have some
Yeah,
fight.
man.
You gotta do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it.
Okay.
Sorry,
Sorry.
don't fight
That's it
anyone.
right there.
Fighting's not good.
I didn't mean it in that sense. I mean, you gotta have fight too.
I don't
What,
wanna
are you gonna,
fight
like,
you,
fight
Doc.
somebody when you go get your coffee.
I don't
from
wake
Wawa?
up and say I'm a dog. Let's go fight Doc.
All
Yeah,
right.
wanna
like
fight
you're
you.
a cocker spaniel and I'm another dog that doesn't like them, and we would fight. I don't want to fight.
Chris, you say what I say usually.
It's Monday. We love Mondays. Let's win our Mondays.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
I'll see you.